I want to talk about pre-visualization, or previs. It's a really detailed way of planning out your shoot, knowing exactly what you need on the day, and it gives you the leeway to make creative changes on the go. Previs is invaluable when you've got a low budget and a high concept. For example, a recent advert I did for Elders Real Estate in the Riverland, we were using animals, sausage dogs to be precise. And like they always say, don't work with kids or animals. So by creating a detailed pre-visualization of the advert in FrameForge 3D, I was able to plan out the advert, so when we got on set and we had to wait and be patient and get the dogs to do what we wanted, we already had a clear vision of what we needed. I've used this throughout my career, and it's really helped me to be able to create something on a high concept level with a very low budget. Another great example is a series of ads I made for Elders. We had to film 3 15-second commercials in about 4.5 hours. Some people, and they rightfully feel this way, thought it was ridiculous. But with meticulous planning and building a detailed 3D set of the location, then creating the 3D actors, it allowed me to shoot the whole 3 adverts before we ever got on set. This meant when I got on set, and we got the crew and the cast there, I knew exactly what I needed. The beautiful thing about this, it allows you to create a detailed shot list. Of course, when you're on set, there's always equipment issues, battery issues, stuff like that crops up, and this way, you know what you need. So worst case scenario, you know the bare minimum of what you need. And then we got that end shot, and then we've got to do the first shot again. At the front, the sun looks really nice at the front now. Beauty. Cool. All right. The other advantage that I really love about pre-visualization and going to this amount of detail is it allows you to be creative on set. It gives you the free will to think. Half the battle on set is having the time and the energy and the mental space to think. On set, it allows you the mental space to think about other things and come up with more creative ideas. On the set of the dog commercial, it was a lifesaver. One of the dogs wasn't quite performing the way we wanted it, so we had to swap them, and so we lost an hour straight up. By having it prevised, I knew exactly what I needed to make sure we hit the mark, got what we needed, so the commercial would work. By working through the previs, I'd already figured out those shots of the dog looking over the fence were going to be way too hard to put them up that high and the camera up that high and get the crew and get that dolly shot in, so I shot it in front of a green screen. So my old man, the Bush Bee Man, if you watched our other show, built a half a fence for me, and that way we were able to star drop it into the ground, hold it there, place a big green screen behind it, and also the dog's owner was able to sit there next to him on the bench and hold the dog up. If I hadn't prevised and thought about it and seen on the previs that the camera was way up high, the dog was way up high and impossible to film, I wouldn't have had the foresight to go, nah, screw it, let's take the risk out of it, let's just go with the green screen and make it work that way. One of the biggest projects I've ever done was a web series called Level 17, which was an action-adventure sci-fi series we released back in 2013 and 2014. And for that, because I was funding it myself and we had no budget and everybody was just giving their time, I'd gone through and prevised every single shot. So I essentially had a go at it without wasting any time or money or energy on set, and not having to go back and reshoot stuff or have a big panic when nothing worked. The other great thing was it had a lot of visual effects. So by having that planned out and knowing where the alien shots were and how it needed to be shot, my visual effects supervisor, Jack French, was able to know what we needed in advance.
That guy knew my name.
Right, get him onto the ship.
On one of the days of our shoot, we really messed up the schedule and we went to shoot 3 scenes in this parking lot, but we only ever scheduled for 2. And so I sent a second splinter crew downstairs with the storyboards and the previs that I'd made, and they were able to shoot the whole scene and come back, show me what they got, and it was spot on. We were able to pull our schedule back together and make sure it worked, whereas we would have lost half a day on that and we would have gone over budget and over time. The program I'm using for my previs is FrameForge 3D. It's not cheap, but it's worth it in my mind when the amount of time and money I save on set, knowing exactly what I need and knowing exactly how it needs to be. And that way it allows me, like I've said earlier, the creative control and the creative mind, and I like to shoot my own stuff. So then I've got to direct and shoot. And this allows me the freedom to be able to direct because I know as a cinematographer, I know what I need to shoot. I've already planned out my shots, I've taken the time, and so on set, I'm able to do both. I'm able to direct and I'm able to shoot. You don't have to spend the time meticulously recreating the locations, but I find it makes a massive difference. You don't have to, but within FrameForge 3D, I really like to build out the set completely because this allows me to know where the camera needs to be, where the crew can set up. You're not gonna go do a reversal and then have to move all the gear, and that saves that kind of nightmare because that wastes a lot of time. When you move setups and you gotta move all your gear out the way of the camera, or you leave stuff in the background, it makes a huge difference. Honestly, you don't need to go to this level of detail with 3D animation. You can do it with hand drawing. But the key in my philosophy is piss poor preparation leads to piss poor performance. And by doing this, you always go onto set knowing exactly what you need.
At 385,000, I call a bit of weight. At 390 is a bit. At 395, going, sold. A big congratulations.
Thanks for checking out the channel and this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, maybe leave a comment. Let me know what you like to do when it comes to prepping for your shoots.